Hello, friends, and welcome back to the shop. Today is Sunday, January 5th, and it is a cold and cloudy day here in southeastern Pennsylvania, as a Sunday in January should be. I am sitting in my shop where I have been working quite a bit over the past couple days. I'll give you more of an update on that. But the thing we want to get to today is this. It's my 2024 blend, and you can see I just changed the 3 to a 4 on that label. It's being a bit lazy back at the end of 2023, I guess. Anyway, for those of you that haven't been following for a while, this is a collection of the last bowl of any new thing that I smoked during the year that I enjoyed. So things like Haunted Bookshop and Low Country Virginia Burley and Old Joe Krantz that I smoke all the time, that's not in here. Anything that's got Latakia in it or is an aromatic does not go in here because that will dominate it. And this is fun. I've been doing it for a couple years now. Really enjoy the first smoke of this. Interestingly, most of the stuff that I wind up smoking that's not my usual tends to be more to the Virginia Perique side of things. So this usually winds up being a very nice Virginia Perique blend. I transferred this out of the big jar, which is now my 2025 blend jar. Put a new label on it. And you can see there's already something in there. That is 1 bowl's worth of the 2024 blend. So that's how I started off. And let's just kind of go down the list of what's actually in this. And if I remember, I'll try to put this list in the description. Not that it matters. Not that any of you are going to try to recreate this. I hope, because it would be difficult. So this, of course, has the 2023 blend in it. It also has Peter Heinrich Reserve Crue number 2. That was a gift from my buddy Phil Rivera. Savinelli Brunelle Flake. C&D Burley Flake number 1, and that was from 2017. We also have some Esoterica Tilbury from 2024, which I believe was a gift from my buddy Chris Weber. We have some Esoterica Dunbar, which I believe was a gift from my friend Tony in Rhode Island. And we have some Quantum, and Quantum was a 2015 PCCA blend, so that's a McClelland blend for the Pipe Collectors Club of America, I think that's what that stands for. And those were all very good, really enjoyable, and I don't think there's a lot of Perique in here, so this will be interesting. Anyway, so I switched these jars yesterday, and I did have this in here to rehydrate, full disclosure, because what happens is when you have a small amount of tobacco in these jars, it tends to get dried out just because there's so much airspace in it. So I always do a little bit of rehydration when I switch it back. But other than that, sorry, the furnace is going to be going off today, so my voice is going to be getting scratchy because of the filters. Nothing I can do about that. All right, so we got that thoroughly mixed up, and we're going to load some of this into this old corncob pipe, and I will tell you more about this pipe as we get it lit. This has been with me a very long time, and I thought, what the heck, we're looking forward to the new year, let's look back with a very old pipe. And by the way, I've got a new pipe I'm going to be smoking for the first time next week. Looking forward to that, and I'll obviously tell you more about it next week, but next Sunday, I'm going to be trying out a new pipe from a pipe maker that I've never tried before. Should be fun. All right, got that loaded up, and just so you can get a nice look at the tobacco, nice. Oop, I threw some on the keyboard. Can't waste it. A nice rich blend, rich looking blend. Come on, lid, go on. And here we go. My Brunelle and deal. Zippo. I'm gonna have to switch to another lighter because I should have refilled that before it came down. Larry Blackett, the Egyptian Pamper. I forget what the name of it is. It's something crazy that Eric came up with. Very nice. First couple puffs of this is basically a pure Virginia blend as far as I can tell. A little bit of perique spiciness on the retrohale, but I'm not getting much on the palate. A really nice quality of Virginia. Yeah, this is going to be a nice treat. And furnace is off now. Sorry about that. What I do typically, I'll have maybe a bowl of this once a month, and pretty much stretch it out until the end of the year, and then put one bowl's worth into next year's bread, next year's jar. There we go. So believe it or not, I bought this corn cob back around 2015, 2016. To give you an idea of how old this pipe is for a corn cob, I think I paid $6 for it. And I do have one of my stems on it, which I don't remember. This is probably in some way defective. Probably the airway's too thin or something, but yeah. I've only actually ever made one stem for myself. And that's the stem on that Savinelli 622 KS that I smoke sometimes. Beautiful shape. I really love that pipe. I was polishing it up, and it caught the grinder. Caught the buffer at a weird angle and threw it out of my hand, and when it hit the ground, the stem broke. So it's actually a bit more interesting than that. That's a story for another time. So that's the only stem I intentionally made for myself. Anything like that, I think this might be the only other one that I have, and this is just a, it was an off, for some reason this wasn't good enough to send to whoever had requested the stem. It's probably that airway's very thin at the bottom, and will eventually bite through it. So, yeah. Oh, and I'm not counting the pipes that I've made, the stems on those, because obviously I made all those. And I do have 5 billiards now that I made. We're getting there. I got to get to 10. And once the shop organization is done, I will get back into pipe making in earnest. And it's getting pretty darn close to done. I'm really excited. So if you follow me on Instagram, you saw I put up some somewhat joking pictures about how I was putting labels on things. I'm not somebody that likes to label drawers, but I've got one of those large rolling tool chests, and that just was collecting junk. So for example, I had a drawer of that just had offcuts of ebonite in it, which is a complete waste of that kind of storage opportunity. You know, that thing was designed to store tools, and I wasn't using it to store tools. So I cleaned it all out, and now I have, you know, I'm really excited about this. I've never had it. I have a drawer for my sockets. You know, all my sockets are on holders, and they're all lined up, and I got metric on one side and SAE on the other, and I got the socket wrenches in there and all the adapters, and maybe I won't lose my 10mm socket anymore. I don't know. I got a drawer for hammers. I've got a drawer for wrenches, crescent wrenches, as well as another one for adjustable wrenches, pipe wrenches, things like that. So that's really exciting. And I labeled them because I want to make sure, first off, I know where things are, and secondly, I put them back where they belong. I also have a set of drawers that was behind me when I used to make the videos up against the pegboard. If you're a long-time watcher, you'll know those. Furnace again, it's a cold day. And I cleaned all those drawers out, and labeled them. And it's funny, I actually have a couple of empty drawers right now, which I'm sure I will be filling before this process is done. But it's coming along really well. And one thing that's kind of interesting is the only stuff I've got to organize now is in this corner, which you can't see. And that includes a shelf that I keep a lot of power tools on, things like routers and sanders and things like that I don't use that often, but you know, when you need them, you need them. And my bandsaw. And that's it. That's the only stuff that still needs to be touched. And then the middle of the shop, which is a collection of tools. I've got a table saw, I've got my sanding station, I've got two grinder stands, drill press, and then mobile, I've got a drum sander and a jointer. So figuring out how to best organize that stuff so that I can use it and also have enough space to make things, move around my workbench and all of that. Once that is all organized, and I really think we're about since I got to go back to work tomorrow, we're probably about a week away, another weekend's worth of work. I'll finish putting the lights up. And the lights are those LED lights that I talked about on one of my live streams. I've got enough to put. Currently I have 2 rows of these lights. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 lights in a row. And just to give you an idea of how well these lights work, let me just turn them off for a moment. Hey Google, turn off the basement lights. So you can see how this is the light that I used to work in down here. So it's remarkable how well these lights work. Hey Google, turn on the basement lights. So this is just 2 of those rows. I'm ultimately going to have another 4, 1 more on this side and then 3 on the other side. And that's going to provide a lot of good quality light for working down here. And then I'm going to build a tool chest. And let me get something. I'll be right back. Enjoy the furnace. Sorry about that. Depending on how lazy I am, I might edit it out. But I've had this book for a while. And this is really nice because it goes through just all sorts of possibilities for toolboxes. And for Christmas, I got, my wife gave me, but I bought it and told her to give it to me. This book from Lost Art Press. And they've been popularizing this. It's actually a carpenter's chest, which was commonly used by the Dutch. So they're calling it a Dutch tool chest, but really it's just a carpenter's chest. And I like this style, but I'm also looking at these and taking ideas from these. And I'm going to build something like this that I can just work out of. And the idea is that all of your commonly used tools go in there. So it'll hold chisels, saws, hand planes, everything. And then that allows you to have a place to put everything because it's all organized, like there's all racks for the chisels and everything. But it's compact, you know, so it's not like having them all hanging up on the wall and never remembering to put them back. You know, if there's a tool on your bench, it should be in the toolbox. And one thing I really like about this Dutch carpenter design is the slanted top, so you can't pile stuff on top of it, which of course is something I would probably do. So that's a project, and I still have to make drawers. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 drawers I need to make for this carcass that I built. That's going to hold sanding, sharpening, and router stuff. Supplies and bits. And that's I was going to do it while I was on vacation, but I decided it would be better to get things organized before I bring in the large pieces of lumber that I need to make those doors. So we will get there, but it's really exciting. I'm really happy that I got as much done as I have in the past few days, and I'm excited to get this completed finally. And when it is completed, we'll do a shop tour and everything. It should be fun, and then I'm going to try to do more hands-on type videos. Pipe restoration and maybe some building type stuff, maybe some tool restoration work. And as I think I mentioned, I've got another YouTube channel that I might start populating with that. Not the pipe restoration stuff, but the non-pipe related woodworking, tool restoration, things like that. And, I'll maybe cross-post some of it, but ultimately hope that if you guys are interested in it, you'll move over to that other channel. And I don't do this because I want to have, a bunch of viewers and everything else. I do it because I want to document stuff. I want to be able to remember how I did that thing. And maybe it'll help somebody out. Maybe somebody will be searching for a particular plane that they're restoring, and it'll turn out that it's the same one that I restored. And maybe there's something tricky that they'll be able to learn how to do. Or maybe they'll watch me do it and say, hey, I've got a better way to do that. And that's good too. It's all about sharing information. I mean, that's why I started the pipe restoration channel. It was to get those methods out to other people, to show people how I was doing it, and to get feedback from people. And that's been a huge help, to be doing something and somebody saying, have you tried to do it this way, or have you tried to use this stuff to clean it, or something like that. And I really got a lot of good tips, and I think I'm better at pipe restoration now because of YouTube and that interaction. But anyway, that's enough babbling. That's the shop update. It's very exciting, and today I'm going to continue to work on it. But first, I'm going to have the furnace go off one last time. I'm going to finish this really wonderful bowl of tobacco. I wish I had pounds of this so I could send it out to you so you could all try it, because it's really good. And you can, some pretty quality Virginias went into this, so it's not surprising that it's got a really quality Virginia flavor. And it's the deep, mellow sweetness that I love in aged or stoved red Virginias. It's none of that bright citrusy stuff that I can't stand. So, anyway. I always feel a bit guilty giving impressions of something like this that you can't possibly have. But I think you're interested in it. Well, with that, folks, I think I'm going to draw this to a close. So I want to thank you for joining me. Thank you for 2024. It was a great year. We had a lot of fun here, and I've really enjoyed new friendships and continuing friendships here on YouTube. I appreciate every single one of you for taking the time to watch these videos. It really is a privilege that I am part of this community, and that I can continue to do what I do here. One request, and it's a small one. Last week, well, two requests. Last week I asked you to thumbs up every pipe smoker that you see on YouTube, as long as they don't insult you, because it helps grow the community. But the other thing is, I've noticed that I've got a lot of subscribers, and when I look at the statistics, very few of the people that watch the videos are actually subscribed. So for goodness sakes, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. It lets you see the videos more regularly. Hit that notification bell and you'll know when I go live and things like that. And it, again, helps the algorithm get this video to other people so that they then will start to see other YTPC videos. I don't care how many subscribers I have. I just want to keep this community strong. And the best way to do it is for everyone you see, if you enjoy their video, Or even if you just say, hey, that guy smokes a pipe like me, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and make this community strong through 2025. So I hope you all had a fantastic holiday season. A happy New Year to you all. And until we speak again, I look forward to talking to you all again very soon. Goodbye now.